This is my bullet journal, and I have some shower thoughts in here that I wanted to kind of use as the inspiration for a video, but that's Cinnamon scratching the tower. Before I open up my bullet journal and kind of go through some of the thoughts that I had, I wanted to talk about friendships, bullying, toxic people, things like that. I'm sure a lot of you guys have an experience with bullying. My first experience that really deeply affected me was when I was in primary school, and I had a best friend and I loved her so much. She was like my world. It was one of those like great friendships, and she decided she didn't want to be my friend anymore and kind of had a group of girls that she went off to be friends with, and they bullied me quite severely. And at the time, I really thought that that style of bullying, that kind of terrorizing people, was a thing that kids do because they don't understand how much they're hurting people, and it's something that you grow out of, and it's something that, you know, you can look forward to a time where there is no bullying and people are mature and they are mature about their relationships. And I know some of you probably hope that too. And the sad truth is that as I've gotten older, I have realized that is not true. We don't grow out of immature behavior. A lot of people will stay in that kind of mindset for their entire lives, it seems. And really, maturity and age don't always go hand in hand. And bullying is unfortunately something that you can experience at any point in life with friends, in the workplace. So my experience with, I guess, toxic people and relationships and bullying led me to really not trust people and not be able to have friendships for a very long time because I just didn't trust people. I just didn't want to get close to people because I knew they would hurt me. And it took me a very, very, very long time to get over that and to kind of open myself up to friendships. But I've never had another close friend like that. Never, except for Duncan. Duncan is definitely that to me, and I'm very, very, very lucky to have him. And being married has taught me a lot of lessons about relationships too, because you really have to work hard at them. They're not something that just happen. You have to work at them, and there has to be communication. I think a lot of people just are so consumed with their own struggles that there's no space in their minds for worrying about other people. There's no putting themselves in other people's shoes. And Cinnamon. Cinnamon's attacking the fairy lights, but this is a deep conversation that must go on. I feel like I'm pretty deep into this, so I'm going to go to my shower thoughts now. These are basically my thoughts on letting go of toxic relationships and accepting that people move on, because I found that accepting that people come and go from your life has helped me to have healthier relationships with people. Because if you're clutching someone close, maybe you're smothering them, maybe they don't feel comfortable, if you don't give that person the room to grow into their own life, and if you don't accept that sometimes relationships are just not for the best and you're just not compatible, if you struggle against that, then in the end you're going to get hurt, and probably that person is going to get hurt too. So one of the things I learned to accept early on is that people come and go. The reality of human life is that sometimes people leave you. Sometimes they leave before you're ready. Sometimes they leave suddenly. Sometimes they just slowly drift away. Sometimes the friendship is over even though you still love that person, even though you might think of them from time to time, or sometimes it really wasn't a good relationship and you wish you could forget their name, or maybe you do forget their name. Life kind of pulls you together and then apart. It's almost like ocean waves. Things come and go, people come and go. In fact, relationships are kind of like the seasons. Excuse me while I get poetic here, but Some relationships are passionate and hot like summer. Some relationships are sweet and promising like spring, but wither into a cold, frigid winter. Some relationships are like a warm drink on a cold autumn night. And some relationships are just icy from the start, and you try to warm it up, and it never does. It isn't something you can set fire to. I don't believe that there is a meaning to everything. Sometimes a relationship was just, like a bad dream, like a nightmare. Sometimes relationships are nightmares, but sometimes something good comes of them. You might realize something about yourself that you didn't know before. You might be able to overcome your urge to become the mean girl. Sometimes the people who hurt you are the ones who teach you the most important life lessons. And I know that sounds horrible, but in my experience, it is true. What doesn't kill you can make you stronger. That doesn't mean that your suffering is worth any less. But you're not done. You're still alive. You're still breathing. You have it in you to overcome it. And people do horrible things to each other. People just do horrible things, and sometimes all you can do is go into the world with kindness in your heart and try and do something good, even just for yourself. Sometimes you can only just try and mend the wounds with self-love, and when you have the chance to do something for someone else, it can feel really good to do that. And sometimes relationships teach you nothing, and sometimes they just leave you with scars. Sometimes they just hurt you. Sometimes that is how it goes. I can only hope that we will all heal to become stronger and to weather those relationships, to weather those storms. And funnily enough, the sun just went behind a cloud, which seems like the perfect time to talk about not becoming the bully, because sometimes what the bullies in this world and harsh words and mental or physical abuse can teach you is that words hurt. Your actions have power, and what you put out in the world, it does come back to you. And when you're hurt, the immediate reaction to that pain is to lash out. When somebody hurts you, all you want to do is to hurt, because you are so hurt, and hurt people. It's very easy to experience a kind of verbal abuse or bullying, and then to feel like your own words are powerless, like you are powerless. The thing is, you're not. Your words can hurt, and trying not to do that can be really, really, really hard. There are these lyrics that keep spinning around in my head from a U2 song, and I can't even remember the name of the song, but the lyrics are like, and you become the monster, so the monster will not break you. Part of accepting that people move on and sometimes do it in an incredibly painful way because they don't see a way to do it without just trashing you. The most important thing you can take from that sometimes is to not become those people, and to not be like those people, to not turn around and try and hurt someone powerless or to lash out at those people, because at the end of the day, these people are very deeply hurt inside. Is that an excuse? Hell no, it's not an excuse for what they're doing, and it never will be. Just because you're hurt does not mean you should hurt people. An eye for an eye leaves everybody blind. How pleased can they be that they deeply hurt you, instead of just slowly drifting away or just deciding not to engage with you? Sometimes you realize the most horrible things about people when they show their true colors to you, and it can be heartbreaking, especially if you want to believe in the good in people. There's a lot of stuff online about cutting toxic people out. It can be a really difficult thing, especially if the toxic person is a family member, if you can't escape that situation, if you're at school and someone in your class is the toxic person. If you're a caring person, it can be really hard to cut people out. And sometimes you do have to put up with people who have a toxic influence on you just because they are family members. I'm not telling you to do this if you are in a situation where you're being hurt. This is not advice. This is just in my experience. I think that cutting toxic people out is really, really hard. You do it, and that doesn't change what they did to you. It doesn't change what they're doing, still doing behind your back or to your face or, you know, in the business world or whatever it may be. You know, and if we could all just be a little kinder to each other, maybe we wouldn't be left in these situations where you have to step back from relationships. I don't think it takes very much. I don't think it takes very much to try and give someone the time of day once in a while, and I am so grateful for the people in my life who are good and caring and kind and will make time for me when I'm going through something. And to you guys as well, because I don't know, it really means a lot. I know it sounds incredibly corny, but your comments and tweets and Instagram comments and everything, it really, really does mean a lot to me. It kind of makes me realize that kind, compassionate people are out there, that no matter what experience I've had with people, there are lovely, lovely people out there. And it's hard to stay kind. It's hard to stay compassionate. That is the hardest thing. This is what I want to say. If you have been hurt, if you are hurting somebody, if you are cleaning yourself behind me, if you've been hurt, stay kind, my little pineapple. Stay kind. You might have to be a little bit prickly to protect yourself from certain people out there, but stay kind. A friend doesn't leave another friend crying. That's not friendship at all. Friendship isn't measured by Instagram likes or comments or numbers. Friendship is not a numbers game. Friendship is as simple as being there for someone to give them a hug, being strong enough to realize that you've hurt someone. And we all hurt people. We all hurt and are hurt. So I'm not saying I'm a saint. I'm not saying that I haven't done things that I regret. But just try. We just have to try. Sometimes all you can do is try in little ways to love yourself and to love others. And this was so long and kind of painful to talk about. And you know, there are always cats and dogs and beautiful animals in the world. So sometimes you just need a cat, not a human. Sometimes cats are the best.